This is our new fully electric car. It's completely clean and quiet and has made large strides in sustainable and pollution-free design. But perhaps the best thing about it is that it will actually be outdated in only a year or two, replaced on the market by vehicles that are ever more safe and sustainable and socially and environmentally responsible. And why? Because students like you, with the skills you're gaining in this program and this class, are now the folks designing the cars, building the cars, promoting and marketing and selling these pollution-free vehicles, and educating the public about their overwhelming advantages, making what seemed unreal only a decade or two ago now seem inevitable. In this act, we want to bring you into the world of the unreal made real, doing sustainable design through the magic of several very powerful programs that the pros now use to design improved cars like this, and better buildings and landscapes than this. Tools that you too can use to make the car or home or city of your dreams. Now, don't we all want to get out of this dystopian, unsustainable nightmare matrix that we feel trapped in? Let me show you how we can. Take the red pill, Neo.
Let's say I want to make changes to a car design. Using the programs we teach in this course, such redesign work is now trivial. And the thing is, we can now seamlessly collaborate together, creating new products and building better buildings in real time, no matter where we are in the world. Obviously, we can change the color and design, the shape and the characteristics of the body of the vehicle. We can also be like Ant-Man, switching back and forth from being giants outside the vehicle to being tiny homunculi inside, working on redesigning the chassis, the powertrain, the battery system. When we have a design we like, we're no longer stuck simply looking at it. We can now bring it into a physics engine, what you may call a game engine. Game engines use sophisticated math to make not just models of alternative realities, but to do simulations involving gravity, wind, water flows, particles, and even thermodynamics. With them, you can play God and build not just cars, but entire worlds.
My master's and PhD are in urban planning, with concentrations in regional and international development, environmental analysis, and policy, and with a focus on urban ecology. And I've been a gamer for decades. So I was one of the first in my class to start playing with SimCity and SimCity societies back in the late 90s. How delighted we were when you could add windmills and solar panels and electric cars and buses and trucks to your landscapes. The thought was, if you can build it in a sim, they will come to build it in reality. It came to a head for me as a teacher when a sustainability student from an impoverished section of Ohio introduced the class to a new simulation game. It seemed to have everything one could want to implement to climb up the UN Sustainable Development Goals pyramid. Community gardens, women-run enterprises, recycling centers, green roofs, and all forms of renewable energy. However, my student lost interest in the game quickly, explaining to us that it wasn't helping her environment in Ohio. And that is the key. As sustainabilists and urban planners, we want to create plans for real places, for spaces of significance to us. These simulation games are really just that, mere games, no matter how sophisticated or realistic the environments and gameplay. And we sustainabilists don't have time for mere games. Yet we do need to play in the fields of sustainable development as it relates to our somewhat desperate and certainly disparate goals and visions. Applied gaming technology lets us, at very low transaction cost, do as citizens exactly what planners and architects do before they embark on a construction project: create models of these proposed realities. What we need, I would suggest, and what we're going to explore together in these scenes, are ways to use gaming technologies to play around with and in our own environments, ways to marry geographical information systems and game engines to envision and re-envision our landscapes so that we can experience and interact with a multitude of possibilities, so that we can walk and fly through a multiverse of outcomes. Game on. This world that I'm flying over, this digital twin of our beloved USF campus, was created in Unreal Engine and is used here in the INED studios as a way of controlling weather and lighting and noise whenever we want to shoot a local on-campus video, but find the external conditions uncomfortable. Still, the fact that everything you see around me is in fact a real location with practical and emotional significance to all of us bulls makes a world of difference. That touch of the familiar adds the all-important impact of lending verisimilitude to the work. This very personal approach to development allows for the true democratization of development. We need landscapes of the people, built, modified, or improved by the people, for the people. And this means finding ways to get maximum citizen engagement, tapping into stakeholders' sincere interests in their land, that is, your homes. This need underscores the peril of worlds of pure imagination. Now, we can be inspired by fantasy, and we can take lessons from other peoples and other worlds, but until we try to implement the fruits of our imagination or the realities of others in our own backyards, we flounder. We fail to understand the environmental and ecological nuances of unique places, historical and cultural legacies, and contingencies that confound implementation and make a mockery of the one-size-fits-all McDonaldization of our increasingly franchise-saturated world. In these scenes, we explore how we can take a local landscape that's important to you, a spatial region of significance, and turn the map into a 3D terrain, filling the territory with sustainable development possibilities and 3D objects relevant to sustainability and interactive elements both informative and empowering.